Rockstar has been pretty secretive in regards to Red Dead Online plans, whether it be houses, properties, or even whether or not we can take our dogs out. They haven't said anything, but luckily for us, they just did a massive interview with an outlet called VG247, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about the amazing future that they outlined in that interview. Now, first things first, there's one thing Rockstar wants to make clear, and that is that they are 100% focused on Red Dead Online, which I know might bum people out because of story mode DLC, but personally, I'm really glad that they are taking a direction and sticking to it, which we're actually seeing a lot of the groundwork being laid for with the latest Frontier Pursuits DLC. Wait, are these called DLCs? Are they updates? They're called updates on, whatever. Point being, with Red Dead Redemption 2's PC port just under a month away, player numbers are gonna explode, and frankly, given the reception that the Collector, Bounty Hunter, and Trader have just received, I am not surprised that Rockstar is looking into adding things like lawmen and villains, as seen in this excerpt from the interview here, and I think it's really cool the way that they're looking about doing that, because it's not just gonna be willy-nilly. Honor is going to play a huge part, so whether you're more honorable and you want to become a lawman, or you're less honorable and you want to start a gang, those things are coming to Red Dead Online, and it's great to hear that finally, because we've heard a lot about progression. We've heard a lot about the fact that they want you to start from A, then go to B, and then all the way to C, and they don't want you to become an industrialist overnight. They want every player, whether you start today, 10 months from now, 10 months ago, or in 3 years, to have the same progression path, starting with living off the land via your camp, and we are currently in the process of them building that part of the game out, but they have full plans for a much larger and much more in-depth game with tons of stuff that players have been avidly requesting. And in addition to that, they are already looking into fixing things that players have been upset about from the recent DLC in regards to clothing from the special outfits or the role outfits not being customizable. And for more info about that specifically and some other things that I like and dislike about Red Dead Online, you guys can check the card. It'll take you to the video I published the other day detailing the good, the bad, and the ugly of Red Dead Online, but for now we're focused on the future. And one of my favorite things that Rockstar hit on throughout the interview was the possibility of something Halloween themed coming to Red Dead Online. Now, the exact quote is actually pretty laced with hints, but I'm gonna read you guys their reply when asked about people finding zombies in the online mode. Anyone who's taken a tour off the beaten path in Red Dead Redemption 2 will know the world has quite a few unexplained phenomena, and that's something we are keen to continue within Red Dead Online, but we don't have anything specific to share on that right now. Going on to say, Undead Nightmare was one incredibly fun idea we did with the original Red Dead Redemption, and we've been having fun with GTA Online every year at Halloween, but there's so many possibilities and opportunities there that we haven't begun to dig into just yet. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that is about as much of a hint as I could possibly give if I was not allowed to give away the fact that we were doing an Undead Nightmare event, but I was allowed to strongly hint at it. That is exactly what I would say. Now, does that confirm Undead Nightmare 2? No, it's probably not happening due to the fact that they said there is not going to be single player DLC, but what is probably going to happen is some sort of massive Halloween event inside of Red Dead Online. Speaking of the community, one thing that's very popular that we're going to see Rockstar expand on in the future is photography. We know with the release of the PC port, the Rockstar editor will come out, or at least we assume so. We haven't had any official confirmation on that, but we assume so. But aside from that, Rockstar is actually looking at a photography role inside of Red Dead Online. Now, no doubt it is going to be something where if you take pictures of certain animals or certain places, you get a certain amount of experience points for that, or the photograph is rated from 0 to 5 stars, something of that nature, and then you can level up your photographer that way, and then maybe if you take a picture of, every church in the game, you'll get some sort of collection bonus. The same way if you collect different playing cards for Madame Nazar, you can do that sort of thing. I have no problem believing that that is the route that they will go down, but my reasoning for that is actually based in this interview, so I'm gonna read you guys the quote just so you have the full perspective. When asked about photography, Rockstar's official response was, "Yeah, this is such a cool area. Photography and allowing players to capture their adventures and moments is really important to us, and it's something we've already established the community love. It's been amazing seeing posses come together for professional photographs buffs thanks to the latest update, and we're really proud of Red Dead Redemption 2 and the world we made. We obviously have the handheld camera from single player available in online, and players having a lot of fun capturing Arthur and their online characters in spectacular fashion, sometimes hilariously so. We want to keep building on this and make sure players continue chronicling their experience as online grows. And I think this would pair perfectly with the collector role. Now, I know a lot of us are already distinguished collectors, but frankly, I think for somebody new starting out to be able to go all around the map and be a collector and a photographer and be able to photograph the new places that you're coming in contact with, as well as probably just get some extra photographs because you're in the mood, not to mention leveling up your collector by finding all those cool items thrown across the world. I can just see this meshing so well together, and frankly, I can't wait for it. And now we're finally getting to the more entrepreneurial side of the plans for future updates in Red Dead Online, and we are going to chain together two different parts of this interview. I'm going to read you some quotes, and then we are going to talk about what I think they mean and how I think they're going to be implemented. So Rockstar says, we want to introduce properties at some point in the future. Again, part of the reason is we don't want to jump the shark too soon. We want players to live like an outlaw, live in the Wild West. We don't want to abandon the camp. We want the camp to be something that you take care of, and we want the expansions to update it, and you get your own distinct feel. It's your camp, and we've mentioned before that we'd like players and their characters to experience the journey from running a fledgling business at camp to becoming some kind of industrialist. So it's just a question of creating a fun and logical path from one to the other with the right amount of steps in between. Right now, players are running a business out of the camp with crypts, as well as developing the camp itself. But the idea is that at some point, new opportunities may be too big to be sustained inside the camp, so maybe it needs to move to another property. At that point, there could be multiple kinds of businesses that players could look at running simultaneously, but none of this is set in stone, and we're still absorbing feedback from players on these initial roles, and we will see how we can improve upon the ideas as we go. But we wanted the player to start at their camp. We thought it was a good fit. We don't want you to jump up the ladder too soon, whereas we put high-end businesses into GTA quite quickly. We actually want the player to start on that first business and then keep going. We've got plans for business ventures that the player could do. We just want each one that we add to feel distinct from the next one, so it's not like we're going to say, okay, here's the trader, now everything is the same. We want each of these to feel different. We want players to look back at what they've achieved over time and say, that's where I started, and now look where I am. And what I think is great about the line of thinking that they are using here is that they are trying to differentiate the businesses from each other. I know a lot of people were frustrated right when the trader dropped that it was literally a carbon copy of Grand Theft Auto's business model, and people were looking for a little more variant, but it sounds like they're just using that as the first one because it was easy and they knew the formula really well and they wanted to get something out for the people. And then it looks like behind the scenes they're working on very different versions of money-making activities or money-making businesses. I don't have too much in the way of speculation as far as what those might be. I know a lot of people have considered Moonshine Distilleries one of the higher anticipated ones, but that kind of seems like it would just be the exact same as the trader. Like you'd fill up, you'd go get like supplies and, you know, like alcohol or wheat or whatever you get for moonshine, and then you'd wait a little while and then you'd sell the moonshine. Like that kind of seems like what it would be, unless there's some sort of mini game where maybe we can go to the bar and sell it and do like the whole shots thing like we did with Fenton. But if that's not the case, and I don't really think it will be, then I don't really know how that could be any different. So I don't know if that's on their radar as of right now, because it sounds like all the ones that they are looking at for future opportunities are much more in depth. But I could be wrong, but I'm really excited about all these things that are coming in the future, because now they've said they want to introduce properties, they want you to outgrow the camp with the business, and they want these new locations that maybe you can use for your new business to also be functional as other things. And I think that is pretty much what the whole community was looking for. So that has really scratched the itch that I had from Rockstar. Like, hey man, are we getting big cool stuff? Am I gonna be able to be a railroad lieutenant or what? A lieutenant? They're not called lieutenants, are they? Whatever, you know what I mean. Well, folks, if you enjoyed this video, please share it with some friends. I know that's kind of cliche for a YouTuber to ask, and I do it a lot now at the end of these videos. I don't really ask for likes or subs or anything like that. Please just share this video if you enjoyed it. Share it with somebody who might get some news out of it. Share it with somebody who might get some entertainment out of it. Anything like that deeply helps the channel. Even if it's just one message you send to your friend, it is really, really the best thing you can do for me. So if you do that, I appreciate it. Even if you just sat here and watched the whole video, I appreciate you as well. It means a lot to me that you guys spend this much of your time with me, and with that, I think I can officially close the video. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought, if you have any thoughts on the video, but thank you so much for tuning in. I put a lot of work into this one. I put a lot of work into the last one as well, and I'm really trying to make these videos better and better and better, basically so that I can grow as a creator, because I want to give you guys, I want to put more effort into the videos, because I feel like it's, it's worth it now. We're about to cross 35,000 subscribers. We might have already crossed it by the time you're seeing this video, and that means a lot to me, and I want to show you guys how much that really means to me. Speaking of which, I have a ton of cool announcements coming later this month. Watch out for a Twitch announcement, watch out for a podcast announcement with some other YouTubers, and much, much more. But that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys did like this video. Peace.